his clan. You can sit, Matt, because I'm not going to make you hold her the whole time. AJ, are you going to come up too, bud? He's like, I don't think so.
You can stand right there.
So I wanted Matt to come up because one of the things we talk about here at the branch is that partnership is key, and people are sick and tired of hearing me talk about that all the time. So I figured that I would let somebody else talk about it. One of the things that we've been talking about here, the branch, is the partnership that we have with Patrick Henry YMCA, and that a few weeks ago we started a tutoring program here on Tuesday nights. And Matt's been one of the ones who has partnered with us and is doing it. I know that Connor is as well. We're grateful for those who have done that, but I wanted you all to hear just a little bit from Matt about tutoring. So Matt, tell me, what was it that drew you to being part of this and being a tutor?
Well, let me first, I guess, just say that Jessie is working today, my wife, and when John asked, I was like, yeah, we'll do it, and completely forgot that Jessie was working today. But it's perfectly fine. They're going to cooperate. Drawn to this, just, you know, we very often try to remind ourselves that we feel very blessed to have the things that we do have, our children, our home, our lives, our friends, and just trying to find something small and doable at first to try to give back in some way. And so it's something that Jessie and I certainly talked about, because while I'm the one going and doing the tutoring, she's the one doing yet another night of bedtime without me at home. So it was just something we decided on together.
Cool. Yeah, so what were some of the things that you're like, I mean, you just mentioned the fact that it was going to be hard on Jessie because you were going to be home, or you weren't going to be home, she was going to have to do bedtime. What were some of the other things that initially when you thought like, I don't know if this is a good idea, like maybe I shouldn't do this?
Well, for my job, one of the things is I have night meetings about 5-6 nights a month, so the time was a little bit of a concern, and that's certainly why I checked with Jessie. Otherwise, just, and I think I joked with you about it and several others, my 2 children are under 3, so they're not in elementary school right now, and it's been 30 plus years since I was in elementary school. So, you know, just that simple kind of silly hesitation, like, I will be able to do this. And I'll share a funny story on that, you know, the young man that I'm working with, we sat down and I said, what do you want to work on? He says, I don't know. I said, well, how about math? You know, I was good at math I really was. I was very good at math. And then we went to do long division. And I had to pull it up on Google to remind myself how to do long division. So, I mean, you know, the hesitation is this, am I the right one? Am I good enough for this? All those things. They're not silly, but you do just kind of have to put yourself in there and see that it comes through.
Yeah. So we're 3 weeks in. This week will be 4th week. And in that short time, I know because I've been here too, that we've seen some cool things in how God is working. Can you think about one thing or a few things of how you've seen God work in this time already of tutoring?
Certainly. So the first week, you know, we didn't have that many kids show up, and I actually went on home early. But that didn't surprise me. You know, anything you get started, you kind of have to let people see you're going to keep showing up and you're going to be there. And I know the numbers have grown each week. So the other really cool thing that happened this week, and just quick backstory, I dairy farmed for 20 years after college. Don't spit up when I say that. We did sell the cows and no longer dairy farm. And so the way I think of it is when I'm in a room of all farmers, I'm very hesitant to still call myself a farmer because I'm not the one out there doing that work like they are. But in general, you know, I'm still very much a farmer. It's always a part of me. It's what I grew up with. And so we're sitting there finishing up this week, and the young man, after I got better at long division and worked through some of the equations, I said to him, I said, so what do you want to be when you grow up? And he says, a farmer. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Why do we waste all this time on math? Our time is up, but we're going to talk more about farming next week. I told you, I instantly pulled my phone. I was like, I got to show you pictures of cows. Well, we sold the cows 2.5 years ago. So I thought, I know I can find pictures. Facebook. So I'm sitting there scrolling Facebook to get back like 2+ years, occasionally coming across a cow photo. But look, see, I'm really a farmer. See, I have pictures of cows on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll tell you from my perspective on Tuesday night, I was so excited when I saw how excited you were about that, Matt, because I think that's one of the things that, and I think it's a God thing, that when we step into these places, they're uncomfortable for us. We feel like, yeah, we got to Google long division and other things. But it's amazing how God uses those places. I mean, the fact that he would pair you together with a kid who says, hey, I want to be a farmer. And just seeing, Matt was like a little kid to me on Tuesday night because he's like, oh man, I could bring him out to the farm. I could do this. And like all of a sudden I saw the wheels in his head turning and I thought, wow, I didn't do this. Matt didn't do this. The woman who is with the Y in our partnership, she wasn't the one who, let me see how I can pair these. God was the one who did it. And it's so cool to see those kinds of things. And I think, we're going to try more and more as I encounter stories like Matt's to have people other than me come up and talk about it. Because I think that's the thing that makes a huge difference is when people see that God is working in the spaces where we inhabit. In our faithful presence, just being there. So thanks for doing what you do, and thanks for being willing to share too.
Thank you. I don't feel like I deserve thanks. It's just it's one very small thing. Just trying to give back in a little way.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.